let's learn how to practically we can apply al-ikhfa. Now let's practice on letter dal. We mentioned that we are practicing with tanween, which means that tanween located at the end of the word and the dal is coming the beginning letter of the new word, and this is the first probability. The second one is if we have letter noon at the end of the word and the beginning of a new word is letter dal, which is between two words, and then if we have letter noon sukun followed by the dal at the same word, and this is the last probability that we may have when we practice with ikhfa. So first we mentioned that always I need to get ready from the letter before letter tanween. Here the first example is tanween, so I need to get ready from the tanween letter going to the dal after it. So the letter before tanween is letter lam, going to the letter after tanween, which is letter dal. So I need to make that I am reading as I am going to read la d, lad, 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 lad. I will stretch the sound between the lam and dal without making the tongue touching the gums of the noon articulation point, and then make the sound coming from nose and mouth both together. So it will be land, land, like this. عملا دون ذلك, not عملا or عملا. I always mention that because I hear a lot of sisters daily. I listen to sisters do these mistakes. So عملا عملا, like this. So first of all we need to get ready from letter lam, which is the letter before noon, to the letter dal, which is the letter after noon, and then make sure the tongue, that's super important information, make sure the tongue is away point for the noon articulation point, make sure that it is passing freely from the mouth and from the nose, no any blockage anywhere of inside the mouth. Okay, and the tongue will be getting ready to read letter dal, so it's a little bit closer to letter dal. The tip of the tongue is located closer to letter dal, but not touching letter dal as well. It should be close to letter dal and away from letter noon. I'm talking about the tongue position. So it will be عملا دون ذلك, like this. Next example, if I have noon sukun at the end of a word followed by dal at the beginning of the new word, the same as every time. I will get ready from the meme to the dal. As I have a word mid, 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 then I will stretch it a little bit, mid, mid, to know my where's the position for my tongue, where should I put my tongue, yeah? Then make the sound from nose and mouth both together, mid. Make sure the tongue should be away from the noon articulation point and closer to the dal articulation point, not touching anywhere, and the sound comes from nose freely without any problem. So min dabbah, like this. Again, I need to get from the meme sound, which is the sound comes from both me, then d. The tongue will be away from the dal articulation point, and the sound goes out from this position and that position, and the tongue should not touch the noon articulation point. Don't say min da or min da. That is super important, and I'm sure that you memorize it because of the repetition of these information. So this word will be min dabbah, like this. Then we will do the next example, which is when we have noon sound and dal found at the same word, and before the letter of the noon is hamza and the letter coming after noon is dal. So I will read a d, a d, I'm getting from a to the dal. I stretch that position until so that I can know what is the position for my tongue, and then I will allow the sound to come from my nose. The tip of the tongue should be away from the noon articulation point and closer to the dal articulation point because it is ikhfa with dal. So it will be and like this. Again, and and not an or both are wrong. I need to make sure the sound comes freely from my mouth and comes freely from my nose, both together. Noon and dal, the sound comes from mouth and nose together and not nose only and not mouth only, because I hear some sisters do it without nasal sound, and that is impossible because it's ikhfa letter. It means that it's noon with the gunna, and the next letter is dal, so I need to make it properly like that. Or some sisters do it without allowing the sound to come from mouth. They do it anda or anda. Both are wrong. So this is the third word. And da like this. Jazakum Allah khairan for watching. Catch you the next lesson inshallah. Hope you find these lessons much easier now, because I know that Ikhfa lesson is the most struggling lesson ever. And make sure if you have any question to contact me. I put all of the contact information down below. And if you want to join us on WhatsApp group, all of the sisters can join us, so they can send me as a DM. I can check their recitation and send them back the feedback on the group inshallah. Never forget to join us inshallah. You are completely welcome. Jazakum Allahu khairan for watching. Catch you the next lesson بإذن ta'ala. سبحانك اللهم ربنا وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.